Hi everyone, it's Andrea. It's pure chaos here. The dog is upstairs barking. Isabel's got a friend over. So I just decided it's now or never. I got company coming in this evening. So I had a great idea this morning for our fourth stocking stuffer. And I am calling this the easiest apron ever. So what you're going to need to make this project is 2 yards of quilt weight cotton fabric, ideally in a fun winter print. So I have two darling prints that I got a while back at my local quilt shop. This is a beautiful whimsical kind of Christmas tree print, and then some darling little Santa penguins. All right, so 2 yards of cotton fabric. I think that's all you're gonna need. This is gonna be a reversible apron, and you shouldn't have to stitch a single thing. Hello, Veronica. It's so nice to see you. I hope you're doing good today. Veronica, I don't know if you heard, but I changed the URL to access Studio 365. I got caught up in a fit of web design, and one thing led to another. So in order to access Studio 365, you're going to go to Sewspire Studio 365, and that's the numbers 365.com. You can also get there directly off of Sewspire.com. I have been meaning to send out an email and update all of our Studio 365 subscribers, but just in case you're like, hey, it's not loading, that's what happened. Okay, so back to today's project. 2 yards of cotton fabric. It'll be the easiest apron ever. I've never made one of these. I just woke up with the inspiration, and so I'm going to go for it. So I have this idea where I can get all the pieces from these 2 yards. And again, this is going to be reversible, so we don't have to fuss with hemming this. We're just going to sew the pieces together, turn them right side out, top stitch, and we're going to have an awesome apron. Okay, so again, no pattern. You're going to freehand cut this. So this will be the part that will be important. If you have a directional print like I do, get your pattern going in the right direction. And only one of these is directional, so that is good. But I think you could get away with both of them being directional. So you want to align both yards of fabric, and this is the folded edge, and this is how it comes right off the bolt. The only thing I did was give it a good press, and it's actually 37 inches. The quilt shop must give you an extra inch. So I think you could still totally get away with 36 inches if you are cutting off the bolt. So I don't have a mat that is that big, so I'm gonna bump this off the mat so you can see. Actually, I have a better idea. Put both yards of fabric together, folded edge there, and then you can fold that in half so that you can cut this on a normal size mat. So this is the folded edge. I want this rectangle that I'm going to cut to be 20 inches across. So I only have to measure in 10 inches because that's the fold. And this will make more sense in just a second. It's important to cut it on the fold like that because we need all of this for our straps, all right? So if you're just joining me, we're going to be making the easiest apron ever. I think this will make an awesome stocking stuffer. And you can make it smaller for the kids too. Kids love to cook and have an apron. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm sorry if you can hear Timber barking. Isabel's ignoring him. And that's why he's barking. I don't think he will bark forever, so hopefully he'll stop. Okay, so the goal is to have two 20-inch rectangles, and that fold will be right down the center. I'm just going to clean up these edges here because I had a little extra because this was 37 inches long. So now I have two rectangles that are approximately 20 inches wide by 36 inches long, okay? I want to keep them nice and flat and pressed. So I just now really need to pay attention to this one directional print, because obviously on my apron I want my Christmas trees going in the right direction, right? So this is going to be the top of the apron here. So I'm just going to turn that around to work so you can see. And let me open up this screen here. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Jen. Oh, I'm so happy you're enjoying the projects, Jen. It has been a struggle to go live from the house with all of the hubbubs of the holiday, but you know what? Sometimes if you just tell them I'm going live, if the dog's barking and the kids are screaming, that's what's going to happen. It might make it easier if I had a glass of wine instead of a cup of tea, but for now I'll have to settle for my organic peachy green tea, and maybe one night this week I'll come and spend some time sewing with you and we'll have a glass of wine together. Okay, so this is the fold, this is the top of my apron. I'm going to measure in 5 inches from the raw edges. It's right here. I'm going to mark that. So the top part that would come closest to your neckline is going to be a little less than 10 inches. 5 inches here times 2 is 10. Okay, so now I want to come down 10 inches on that raw edge. And actually, I think it's going to have to be a little more. That's 12, 14. I think 14 inches would be better. So measure down 14 and put a pin there. So what we're going to do is use our rotary cutter and angle from the 14 up here to the 5. So that's going to create this kind of underarm part where the apron is tapered and fits your silhouette. Let me know if you guys can hear that dog barking. If you can't hear him, that would be nice for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to freehand cut this from the 5, so I could just kind of gently slope that. You could use your rotary cutter and ruler, but I feel like this would be better suited for a nice little gentle slope. All right. And in my imagination this morning, these became pockets here at the waistline. I still think that that is totally doable. You'll need a little bigger pocket than this though, but I think it would be really nice to at least have a pocket for the cell phone. But because this is supposed to be the easiest apron ever, we're not going to put pockets on it. Okay, so now can you see this great shape here? So if you were going to make this for a child, just make it shorter. And it'd be so cute. You could do mommy and me aprons or daddy and me aprons, right? It would be darling. Or you could just do 2 or however many kids you have and make aprons for them. One time Isabel had a birthday party and we did a cooking, kind of like a cook-off, cooking challenges, and I sewed aprons for all the kids. All right, so these apron pieces are going to go right sides facing. And I'm going to sew all the way around them and turn them inside out. And I'm going to have a reversible apron that I don't have to hem. However, before I can do that, I want to get the waist ties in place and the neck tie in place. All right. So temporarily, I'm going to set aside my sweet little apron there. And what I'd like to recommend to you is save at least one of these little pieces that you cut out, and then you can duplicate these. They make wonderful hostess gifts. I mean, anybody who has a kitchen needs an apron, right? Unless they don't cook at all. And I suppose that's possible. Okay, so I wanted to find that fabric that I cut off, which has landed on the floor. So I still have a really nice amount of material left here. So what I'm going to do is straighten this back out, and because it fell on the floor. And I'm going to be cutting. I feel like these apron straps should be, I think I could, it would be so cute to sew them right sides facing and turn them around and have those nice big straps, but that would take much longer. So I think what I'll do is make these 5 inches wide, full length, and we're gonna do them like we do our straps and just create a 4-ply. Those will wash up really nice and you won't have to iron them. Whereas if you did the ties, you know, right sides facing, you would get that nice fun big tie that will tie in a bow really pretty. However, you're gonna have to iron that every time you wash it. So let's keep this simple. So here I have 4 ties, 2 of each, and those are gonna be for 1 on each side of the waist and 2 around the neckline. Now with the neckline, you totally have the option of doing like a double D-ring. And if I can find some D-rings fast enough, I may do that. But for now, I'm thinking that it's just gonna tie around the neckline too. Okay, so we'll see. And if for some reason you needed to have longer straps, you still have plenty of fabric here. You could cut another row 5 inches wide and sew these together, because some people like to bring the apron around and tie it in the front, and I think that's a super cute look. So this is what I have right now, which I don't know if I'll be able to, you know, double that back around, but I will definitely be able to tie it in the back. So this is extra in case you need strap extenders. And what we want to do with this is all 4 of these straps, I'm going to take one edge and press that in 1/2 inch, so I have 1 finished edge on each of these straps. And then I'm going to press those long ways and then bring those inward to meet on that center press line, and then fold it over, and that's going to create that 4-ply strap, which all of you should be familiar with if you've been watching the Sewspire YouTube for any amount of time. So my iron is tucked away over here, but while I'm pressing these, because it's going to take me a minute, I would love to know what your plans are for the weekend, and if you're going to have family in town, if you already have all your preparations done. Do you have any more sewing to do? Any more gifts to make? Drop it in the chat. I can see the chat from the ironing board. And I'll try to iron as fast as I can. I have one of them done. I'll bring it over to show you. I love these little Santa penguins. And I guess they don't have to be Santas. They're just little penguins in sweaters and hats. They're so cute. Anyway, so this is a nice strap, 4-ply. So I still have 3 more straps to make. What is today? Is today Thursday? So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got 4 days left. All right, I have 2 straps, halfway done with the straps, 2 more to go. Oh, I'm sorry, Jen B. It is hard. Sometimes the holidays are lonely and sad. And I hope you have some sewing projects to keep you busy. Yeah. Oh, I'm sending lots of love. Lots and lots of love. Okay, I'm working on the 3rd strap. My nose is sniffling. I'm not sick. But sometimes I think it's actually as the fabric makes me sniffle. Are you cooking, Veronica? Are you in the kitchen? I feel like you might already be cooking for Christmas. I think I'm gonna make a ham for Christmas. Anyone else? Okay, I got the 3rd strap almost done. Just 1 more strap. Oh, you're grocery shopping while you watch? I have to go to the grocery store today too. I bet it's crazy. I might actually try and go late tonight. Maybe everyone will have already come and gone. Hopefully you have help with the groceries. What are you gonna cook, Veronica? As the main dish, or are there multiple main dishes? Okay, this is the last one, and then we'll be sewing. And I checked the bobbin beforehand, and it was like at that like 2/3 full. So probably not enough to get me through this whole project, but full enough I couldn't unwind it and waste that thread. I'm going to be working on my trusty Juki TL2000 QI, and I have my Orifel cotton thread in there, 9014 needle. And so now what I want to do is ham, oxtails, greens, and more. Yum, yum, yum. You'd rather have someone grocery shop for you? Is that what you're saying, or cook? I was actually thinking about doing the ordering ahead for the groceries too, but I don't know. I don't know what would be easier. Yeah. Okay. Another sip of tea. I have finally recovered from the graduation party. I was exhausted. I haven't been that tired and I don't even remember since I had a baby. I was wiped out. It took me 5 solid days. So I'm finally getting my energy back from that and I'm very relieved. Okay, so I want to increase the stitch length on this because I don't want these straps to take forever. And I need my glasses. So I can see my stitches. And it looks like this came unthread. This Juki, the needle eye is sideways, so it is always a challenge to thread. I don't use the needle threader, but the day when I don't have a choice to use it might be approaching fast. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is stitch right across that finish edge, sink the needle, pivot, and go all the way down this open edge. I'm using a 3.0 stitch length, a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to be back stitching at the beginning and the end. And for you all's sake, I'm going to sew as fast as I can. I do have the roller the roller wheels, Barbara, but I have fallen out of my chair with these. Thankfully, I've not hurt myself, but if you go, these suckers are fast. If you go too quick, you can lose balance and float yourself. So I do have to go slow and be mindful of what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna sew as fast as I can, guys, to get these 4 straps done. Until my bobbin runs out at least. Because I know, oh, it's not even sewing. Let's see what's happening here. Something's already going on. Yeah. This is when I miss the drop-in bobbin. Okay, let me get a scrap and see what's happening. Why are you not sewing? Okay, we're good. Let me see how long it takes to sew 4 straps as fast as I can. It's 12:21. Sinking the needle and pivoting is really important for this one. One done. That was like less than a minute because I know it wasn't right at 12:21. Pivot at that corner. So it's definitely less than a minute per strap. That's great. It probably took longer to iron them than to sew them. Yes, if anybody doesn't know what Barbara and I are talking about, I have rollerblade wheels on the chair. Took off the old casters, popped in the rollerblade wheels, and it is smooth sailing. Threads don't get caught in them. Dog hair doesn't get caught in them. It's awesome. Last little strap is on the machine deck now. I love working with quilt weight cotton. It just sews so beautifully. Okay, so if you wanted, you could give your straps one more press, kind of sink the thread down in there. I think they're fine right now, so I'm not going to press again. But I do need to temporarily move this machine out of the way so that I can show you how to set this up. And you can get those rollerblade caster, chair caster wheels on Amazon. And they're pretty cheap too. All right. Bringing back over my apron. Gotta take out those pins. Aw, this is a great shape. A nice size too, not too big, but big enough it's gonna keep your shirt clean. And also too, if you did need a bigger apron, you could cut it wider, say, you know, make that cut from center 12, 14 inches, because remember you have the extra for the straps. So you do have the ability to size this for your body. So I think I am going to put the Christmas tree straps along the neckline here. And this one will not need to be as long as the waist one. And this is when, if I had those D-rings handy, so I'm just gonna cut off some of that. It's about, let me see here, 12 inches I cut off of that. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think you could get away with just making 3 of those straps, but let's see what happens. So I'm gonna position this strap 1 inch in from the top of that neckline. And I've got the raw edge nice and even there. And I'm going to go ahead and pin a little closer to the bottom too. Pardon my sniffles. And then I think I will go ahead and trim the second one the same length. And this is going to tie around the back of the neck, but I think you could probably figure out how to do the D-rings. You would put 2 D-rings on a shorter strap, and then it could, this longer strap could connect through there and be adjustable. So again, I'm going to measure in 1 inch from that outer edge. And for some reason, these aren't the same length. Oh, they look like they are. It must be an illusion. Okay, so I got those in place. And now I need my waist straps, which these are from the other fabric, which is going to be the reversible option here. Clean up those threads. And so these need to get positioned at the waist. And again, I'm going to come in 1 inch from that, where the angle is and where the straight line begins. Get my pin in there to hold that, and then I'm gonna have to bring this tie up and double it up. And then I want to do the same thing, just 1 inch down from where the angle ends. And these ties I'm keeping the full 36 inches. I'm hoping they're long enough to double around to the front. This is going to be my Christmas apron. So I hope it fits. And then I'm using these really long tulip straight pins so that I can secure all that goodness right inside of there. So I have my 2 neck straps, I have my waist straps, and I have a little bit of extra here. Now I want to take the second apron here, which is the back side of this, or the reversible side, and I'm going to position that right sides facing on top of this. And this is when I will need to line everything up nice. Clips are totally fine if you want to use those as well. You definitely don't want this to shift though. So make the selection that you are most confident will not shift. Especially pay attention to the corners so you can keep this nice shape. And we're going to turn this through the bottom down here because that'll be least noticeable. And I'm going to use 3/8 of an inch seam allowance to stitch all the way around this. Has anyone ever made an apron like this? Now you could totally add patch pockets on this too, and you could use that extra fabric that we had to add patch pockets, which would be really cute. At least one. Again, I like to just have the phone nearby, but the purpose of the apron, of course, is to keep your clothes from getting ruined. So the pocket is not necessary. All right, so I want to leave here about an 8-inch opening to turn this. That's why you're going to use the 3/8 of an inch seam allowance so that you have a nice hem to fold under. So I'm just going to mark 4 inches on either side of center, and that's where I'm going to start and stop. 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. I'm going to sink the needle and pivot at each corner and go all the way around. When I get to the waist straps and the neckline straps, definitely reinforcing with the back stitch. So hopefully I have enough bobbin to sew all the way around this. The last time I made aprons, I made it from the ticking. Oh, they're so nice. A ticking apron. I think I actually have a tutorial for that ticking apron, but that requires you to hem, and that requires you to press perfectly, and that burns your fingers. And so, well, you don't have to burn your fingers when you're pressing, but if you're pressing with a steam iron, it burns my fingers. So that doesn't sound as much fun to me as making a reversible whimsical apron. And so that's what inspired me. And so that's what we're doing. Plus the cotton washes up so beautifully. Oh, you made it this year. That's great. And if you have a embroidery machine, you can monogram those or add a little details to them. Oops, I don't have this going so I can see the pins. That would be super helpful. Okay, I'm going to start at one of my sides here where I'm going to leave open at the base. And let's see how far I can get before I have to interrupt and wind that bobbin. Back stitch to reinforce that opening. And really try to keep the fabric aligned nice. When you get to the corners, sink the needle and pivot. That'll give you a nice edge. You could round these corners too. That would be fun, but you definitely would probably want to mark that and not freehand that. Coming up on that waist tie, so I'm going to back stitch over that a couple times. Now, the waist tie in particular is going to be a stress point, so make sure you reinforce that. Yeah, that's a great idea too, Barbara. Fancy stitches. Okay, I'm coming across the top here, so I'm going to have 2 straps up there for the neckline, so I want to reinforce. Almost all the way around. This is a pretty fast sew, really. How many minutes have I been? I don't see a timer. Okay, last waist strap. I'm going to reinforce. This apron fits into the holiday decor theme too, but it's going to look super cute. Okay, so now I'm coming back around the base there, so I just want to make sure I stop and reinforce and leave the opening to turn. And before I turn everything around, I want to take out as many of those pins as I can. The outside ones are easy. You have to reach inside very carefully though. and get the ones that are holding the straps in place. And I'm going to turn on the iron because I know I'm going to want to press this. I think if you batch cut these, you could make 3 of these in under 2 hours. You know how some people do like matching pajamas for Christmas? You could do matching aprons and take that picture. Okay, I think I have all of the pins out. Now I'm going to bring this around. I really love these prints. Oh, I felt a pin. There is still one in there. Somewhere. There it is. Okay, then you're going to want to poke out your corners. And give this a good press. Oh, it's darling. I'm super excited to wear this. This will make cooking a little more fun. Okay, got my corners all poked out. Now all I have to do is give this a good press, and then we're going to top stitch all the way around. I'll be shocked if the bobbin doesn't run out for that. Oh, it's so cute. Really pretty. I can't even decide which side is my favorite. Okay, so along the bottom there, you have turned that raw edge in and press that nice. Try and line that up really nice and even. And get rid of any loose threads that you might have. And so now what we want to do is top stitch all the way around this. Reinforce again at those straps. And I'm just going to use a narrow 1/4 inch. And hopefully the bobbin holds out for me. And I can try this on for you. We can see if it's a good fit. And then I can make any recommendations for changes if it's not a good fit. My golly, it made it. I love that. And now I'm so curious how much is left in there because I didn't think there was enough. Just enough. That's terrific. Winding the bobbin is like such a nuisance to me. I don't know why they haven't come up with the endless bobbin yet. And I don't have enough of these bobbins. I ordered, you know, bobbins that said they were for this machine and they're the wrong ones. So I have like one bobbin for my machine. So that makes things even more annoying. And I'm gonna, you know, before I lose my one bobbin, I'm gonna stick that back in there and then I'm gonna move this and we're gonna try on this darling little apron. I've been through 3 of these machine feet. They're very sensitive. They're kind of like irons. You can't drop them. They can't have any surges of electricity or static. So I'm so careful with this one, which has been working wonderfully now for more than a year. So every time I'm done with it, I carefully pick it up and set it up here because if I leave it on the ground, that seems to do it in faster. Okay. Bobbin chicken? What's that mean? Oh, like plain chicken. Gotcha. Okay, let's see. This apron does not match my current outfit, but I do like the Christmas trees. So let me get a little head start here on the neckline. And I may still end up attaching those D-rings to this. We'll see. I don't like my apron like super tight on my body, but I don't know if I can fit my head through that either. Let's see. I got it one of those clips in my hair. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I think the D-rings might be a good idea because this is, the bow is annoying. Let me adjust that. Hang on. I think if I did a loose knot would be a much better choice than a bow. Okay. Just like that. And you can make that so that it just fits you. So, and that's not bad at all. That's not annoying to me. Oh, it does fit. And I can get it around the front. I don't have a ton of extra, but I can get it around the front. So if that was a little longer, I would be able to loop it. But for now, I think I'll tie it in the back. And let me see if I can bring you down so you can see. Pardon the bumpy ride. It's cute. Yay. This might be my favorite project so far. I love this. Okay, let's see what the other side looks like. And that was so easy to make, and it just takes 2 yards of fabric. My suggestion would be, if you like this project, go scoop the Christmas fabric while it's on clearance, and you can make a whole bunch for next year. I'm glad you guys like it. It's nice to see you, Ashley. Ashley is Ember. Okay. Cute, cute. I think I like the Christmas trees the best, but this is fun too. So you can see what would be darling, and I can still do this. Add patch pockets, the Christmas tree patch pockets here, or you could match it if you don't want the contrast. I could add patch pockets here. If you wanted, you could do a pocket up here, but I think a patch pocket would be really nice. Ooh, and now we have yet another stocking stuffer. So this will fold up beautifully, nice and compact. And you can use the ties to tuck that right up in the stocking. This makes a great gift for neighbors. So what I want to do before we say goodbye is show you the other projects that we've made so far in this series. So today we made the reversible apron. That's my favorite. Let me know which one's your favorite so far. On the first day, we made the little tea wallet, which holds the tea. This is my second favorite. Yesterday, we sewed the little cord taco, and this size will hold the USB-C cords, nice and tidy. It's super cute. I suggest making a 3-pack of these. And then the day before, we made a 2-yard fleece blanket. This would be, I like this idea too, but it's not quite as much fun as the rest of these. So I know I for sure want to make like some type of little caddy or box or something like that, just because I love making those. So I'm gonna try to join you tomorrow and make some type of little caddy. It might have to be tomorrow evening with wine, because again, I didn't expect to have guests coming in today. Happy, of course, but I didn't expect that. So it's messing with my schedule a little bit. So I'm just gonna, like today, dogs barking, kids boogieing all over the place. I'm just gonna jump in as time allows. But I wanted to bring you 7 stocking stuffers. So we have 4 of the 7. I think tomorrow is gonna be some type of little caddy. And the others are still a mystery. I just wake up in the morning inspired. Like the apron just was fixed in my mind, and that's what I wanted to sew. So it worked out really great. So I like to go with the inspiration, hence the name of the channel, Sewspire. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. And I will see you, hopefully, fingers crossed, sometime tomorrow, and we'll sew up like a little caddy / cubby box of some sort, okay? I hope you all have an awesome day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.